All right. Hi, everybody. This is John. I'm here with Timmy and Don Kilpatrick and George Pratt and Ashley Lovett and Bill Cobe and Ray Bonilla and Don Kilpatrick. I think that's everyone that's in here so far as guests or potential spotlighted artists. Thank you for all coming in tonight. I know that there'll be many more that join us, but we look like we got a good crowd already. So I'm going to click through real quickly. This is brought to you by the Visual Arts Passage. We have been doing, Timmy, tell me again, is this the 21st week?
22nd.
22nd week. That just blows my mind. And then I've been organizing in my studio, and I got a stack of drawings like an inch thick from Thursday night drawing nights, and I'm just can't believe it's been 22 weeks. So anyway, fantastic. Our classes are up and running. Our next enrollment for our online classes is going to be on our next kickoff date is October 10th. Right now, we're doing our drawing, our life drawing. I love to show this slide. It just blows me away that all these things were done in here. And I could show 10 slides with this many pieces, with many great pieces on it. There's so much great work that's been done. So thank you. Top left corner, I'll start. George Pratt, Audrey Benjaminson, Gil Ashby, myself, John Foster. The next row down is Brent Watkinson, Hector Casanova, Bill Cobe, Don Kilpatrick, Ashley Lovett, Vanessa Del Rey, Dale Stefanos, and Ray Bonilla. And because he can't be on a page, he can't fit on a page with other people, I have to put Chris Payne. I left this just because it was so great, and it was so nice of him to do this, of the Wade brothers. And I want to just still a big shout out to the Wade brothers and for introducing us. Arthouse, our connection with Arthouse, and introducing us to our other photographers. And tonight, Bryan Rodner Carr, we're going to be using his photography. Timmy, I don't know if I've missed anything yet.
No, I just, only thing I'll say is the only thing that's a little different tonight, because we want to show some love for Arthouse, is just in addition to what you usually tag for sharing your work. If this is the first time you're joining us tonight, please share your work. Post it on Instagram so we can see it. Use the hashtag illustration isolation. Arthouse is a kind of a collective or a guild of artists that the Wade brothers have really pulled together in a beautiful way, and they've been extremely generous to us in making these introductions to these photographers. So if you want to return the favor, help support them, please tag Arthouse on Instagram, tag Bryan Rodner Carr, it's BR Carr on Instagram. If you're on Twitter, look them up and do that as well. Wherever you're posting, it's just we want this to be worth their while, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to continue to feature amazing photography like this. And so give them some props when you post your work. That's it.
All right. Well, we're ready to go. I think Don Kilpatrick has volunteered to go first.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Oh no, we do have something else to talk about.
I'm gonna steal the page from you. We got some news. Let me make sure I'm not going to share my whole desktop.
That would be stealing a page from me.
Yeah, exactly, right? Here we go. All right, so drum roll. We had our midweek drawing. A few people participated, and in the group illustrated, the elite group illustration isolation text group, this was voted as the best of the week.
Nice. So,
AJ, you're going to get a free t-shirt when I get around to making our t-shirts. So don't hold your breath, but it'll be free when it is made. Yeah, so
congrats, it's a great piece.
What's that, Ray?
I said it's a great piece. Tim, you should sign the t-shirt.
Yeah, I'll sign the t-shirt.
It's a really nice piece.
Yeah,
Well done.
really awesome. Everybody else, thank you so much for submitting. It was really great stuff. Loved it. And I think we're going to keep doing stuff like this. I don't know if we'll be able to give out a t-shirt every time. But yeah. All right. We'll stop sharing.
Okay. So, Ashley.
Yes.
You're up second, right? Or
Yeah.
third? Second.
I'm second. Mm-hmm.
So, Don Kilpatrick, I will go ahead and spotlight Mr. Kilpatrick.
How's everybody doing? All right, I'll get started here.
Did you already do that, Timmy? Did you spotlight him?
We're going. Don't worry about it, John.
Okay.
Got it good. All right. How's everybody doing?
Don, I think John had said you weren't allowed to talk.
That was you, Ray.
Oh,
Oh, that was Ray's not allowed to talk.
It's probably a smart move. I
Okay.
blame him. I think
Don's not allowed to laugh. He laughed all through last week, which was awesome. I loved it. He can laugh all he wants.
too much, man. I probably need to mute myself a little bit more here. Yeah.
I should we jumped into it a little too fast. I should let everybody know we're doing the pictures in order tonight. So so if you go to our photo reference page, you will see, if you scroll down, you will see we're starting with Black Boots on the Stairs. That's the first, and the image is titled Black Boots. We're gonna start there, and then we're gonna go clockwise from there. So, Don, that hair blower is really quiet.
It's the best one I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's silent.
I was smart enough to mute myself that time. All right. Yeah, it's so good to see everybody here. It's great to see you here, Ashley. It's been a couple weeks. I haven't been able to attend this so much the last couple weeks, getting ready for everything with the school and everything. But
Yeah, I know something just keeps like popping up, one thing or another. First time is because we actually had company for the first time in, well, since January. I had a friend come up and help me with the house, and I forget if anyone knows I'm pregnant and due in November, so she was helping me with like nursery stuff, and she went
Congrats.
into hardcore quarantine to come and see me. And so that was the first week, and then second week was just crazy deadlines, and then the third week that I missed was a hurricane, so I really need to try to make it this time.
wow, oh, that's right, because you're right down there in the
Yeah, we lost power for about like just 2.5 days. I'm northern Louisiana, so it wasn't too bad.
wasn't as severe in your area, huh?
Oh,
man.
we lucked out. A couple of our neighbors had trees on their houses, but we didn't have any of that.
Oh wow, it's crazy.
So I was saying, unless it's like, fire tornadoes, I was gonna make it to this week.
No fire tornadoes?
No, none reported at least.
Dang.
Well, actually, had I known that you were going to be here, I would have feigned a cold or something like that.
You would have
been
what?
showing- Yeah, I said I would have faked a cold or something like that.
Yeah, I've been,
Yeah.
You have
Ray,
to save that one for next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Ray, for all of the trash talking I heard about from last week, I'm surprised you're back, knowing that.
Oh, damn. Looks like I've got to go do some digging.
oh yeah.
I wasn't here to defend myself. Actually.
There's no defending needed. We were celebrating you.
It was a real celebration.
Yeah, it really was.
In true visual arts passage fashion.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what it was.
A roast.
A roast. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, those are always nice.
Kind of starting to change now, Bill.
Well, if you did like a word cloud generation of generated a word cloud from the last week's video, Timmy would have been like the most gigantic of the words. So.
It really would have. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I saw in the group text afterwards there was like a mini technical debate happening, and I was like, "Oh no, what happened?"
Yeah, Chris was trying to tell us how to use OBS, and he was walking us through this whole thing. You know, he's a big tech guy.
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah.
I tried using OBS and I tried setting it up and it didn't work. So
Oh, really?
yeah, it was a total pain. So I downloaded Epoch Cam.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That seems to work. But
I
like
can't figure out how-
download this plugin and then download this other thing and then download this third thing. And
Oh.
I was just like, no.
Well, you should have called Chris for tech support. I mean, he would have.
Yeah.
Been right on it. Yeah. Yeah. No, I tried using it. It worked for me when I tried streaming to Facebook. I did like a couple of test videos and it worked, but I don't know how the heck I got it to work for myself.
It could be
Dumb luck figuring out how to make it work. So
yeah, it could have a mind of its own. It's working fine right now for me. I'm actually able to use. I'm on my desktop using Photoshop to try and test this out. So
Well, that's cool.
I
I
think
have a recent graduate that I think I'm good, who, when I posted about it, said, "Oh, I know all about that." And I said, "I'm paying you for tutorials." So I'm going to work that out, figure that out.
well, hey George, when I was explaining it to Chris, well, I was explaining it to everyone what I was doing because somebody asked, only because people asked. Chris said, "Ray, all I heard was wah, 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 wah."
Yeah.
That's the Far Side, what the dog hears.
Yeah.
Or Charlie Brown,
Charlie
Yep.
Brown.
Or Charlie Brown. Yeah.
the adult stalking, which is wrong in this room. So
When are the adults supposed to show up?
Right.
we're waiting.
Did we open the room to the
Set up-
public?
Yeah.
The adults are in the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a hidden link. That's the only way I was able to sneak in. I was under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
So Don, we've been talking about all kinds of things. Talk a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah. So, when I start this out, I'm always looking for, I try to go with the large shapes and I'm really trying to work out a pattern of shapes before I start really diving into, thinking in terms of line. And this is something I haven't always worked this way, but I find that it really helps me understand the relationship of all the big shapes to each other. And I chose the pants for a reason, just because I feel that the shape that they create, as well as how they help kind of act as a guide to everything else I'm trying to map in. And I'll adjust as I go. I don't know if this is necessarily going to be completely accurate, but and I tend to like to work this way. I think more along these lines than I do searching with line. Although that way works for me as well. This is just something that I feel helps me block in everything in a way that makes sense to me. I don't know if that's making any sense to anyone else, but that's kind of how I approach when I'm doing something quick and really only have a few minutes to get the major gist of what's going on with the pose.
My class on Sunday was a foundation class, and I was doing a figure drawing demonstration of how we approach at the academy, which is a lot to do how I draw in here every night.
Sure.
And I said that there's always, especially I notice in with photography that I haven't shot, or doing, people in motion, or a lot of the photography we've been using. There's a time in my drawing where, and it doesn't always happen, I hope it happens, where I feel like, oh, I got this. I've laid everything in the right place, and it's just a matter of finish. Do you go through that at all? Do you
Oh,
feel?
yeah, and I'm kind of at that point now where, a couple minutes ago, it's like I'm in that ugly phase, or what I kind of, similar thing where I think I call it my ugly phase, where I'm just trying to, we'll see where it goes here, and if I can just keep a good control on it, I feel like at least I'll get a good gesture down in this time frame. But yeah, I mean, same thing. I mean, I go through that.
It's not really a matter if I'm going to, because I can't tell if I'm going to do a good drawing or not.
Sure.
It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of, I've blocked everything in, and I feel like everything's in the right place that I can start thinking about finish. There's like a transition period, and it's just like, oh, this feels right. Everything's working. Everything's in the right place.
Totally.
Yeah, I think along those lines too. Yeah, because I think it's even with this, the thing I'm struggling with here is, I tend to want to, and I don't know if this is just me or if this is like human nature, to want to take and make things static. So I have to like really stress with myself as I'm laying this in to over exaggerate her pose and to really lay into it. Not always successful doing that, but that's at least where I'm trying to guide myself, and think about at this point. But yeah, where everything is in a spot where at least if I am going to mess it up, I'll mess it up, but at least things are in the right place,
So are these the acrylic gouaches again?
Yeah, and I also have Blick makes this really inexpensive matte acrylic, which acts very similarly to the acrylic gouache, which I think, these are made by Holbein.
Right.
And I really started using these a lot because I found I was really having some, working at home at least, I was having a lot of difficulty with even casing. I would kind of leave it in my palette, and I was kind of finding myself having allergic reactions to it. So I just kind of started using these as a way to counter that. I still work in oil, and I still work with traditional oil, but I've tried to lessen the amount of solvents I use, and which really kills me because it's my favorite thing in the world to paint with is oils. But I found that this was the most forgiving for me in those terms. And it also, I just really like how it feels on a brush. I just feel like it really does what I like it to do. And you just find something you like, and it's not like I used to use gouache, starting out. I kind of avoided it because it was very difficult for me to handle.
It's actually what I learned how to paint with, and what I like. I mean, even when I was learning how to paint with it, is it you can put it down flat. I mean, it will go down real in really describe shape well flat. Where acrylics, are very transparent.
Yeah.
In oils, oils are the most flexible for sure. But if I was going to paint something flat, I wouldn't start with oil paint.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I've always wanted to ask you. Your dad used to have like ketchup bottles that he repurposed for.
Yeah.
Were those gouache, or were those like acrylics? I mean,
they were. Here, hold on. They're not. I don't have all of the ketchup bottles.
Or did he have an affinity for ketchup bottles from the diners?
Yeah, but he'd go to the restaurant supply and buy, ketchup bottles, empty ketchup bottles. But he was always, and he mixed paint, and he did it some in baby jars.
Cool.
And so I have all the colors that he, like the last time he mixed up, and it was all house paint. And then he would take oil-based house paint and then mix a little bit of oil paint with it, and that's what he painted with.
really?
Yeah. And then he would also have the ketchup bottles full of water-based house paint. And he liked how flat it went down.
Now,
But he would spend a day or two just mixing paint, and then it would last him several years. And then he would just, have them all lined up like a pastel set on his wall, and he would just reach up and squirt out the color that he wanted. And then he would use a little bit of paint out of a tube to change the color a little bit.
dang.
So pretty much all of his colors were pre-mixed then.
Yeah. He had anyone that saw a studio, he had this bottles of pre-mixed paint.
Yeah, I remember that.
Keep them by putting
Yeah,
in.
that's the secret. Tom, we've been shopping in the wrong places for our art supplies.
I totally have been.
He was,
We need to go to Home Depot, man.
he would go to the hardware store to buy most of this stuff. I know I've said this on here before, but I can't. It was an art center grad, either Rick McCollum or Norm Walker, that was like interning with him after the first time that he did the illustrators workshop, and he commented about my dad's brushes, and he said, "Man," he goes, "if Mark had some good brushes, he would have been really good." Just had all this stuff. But it worked for him because he was like, he pounded this, he like literally, he was a dauber, he took a new brush and sometimes would buy a long filbert and cut it off, cut the bristles down, and then just like pound the brush into the canvas or into the surface he was working on. But I always loved that. If he had good brushes, he would have been really good.
Didn't he use nails to kind of as stoppers for the bottles? On the one end for those ketchup bottles. Because I remember seeing, maybe I got it wrong, but
Yeah, he did. I'm across the room. I'm going to show you. These were things that he was working with at the end of his life. These are some of his.
Oh my God.
oh wow,
That's awesome.
Wow.
He constantly was dragging a big palette knife over the top of his paint.
So you'd say was he heavy-handed with everything? With mark making and
Hey,
everything?
John, just so you know, John, nobody can see your video because Don is highlighted.
Okay.
But
But
thanks,
if you change that, you can.
But I can
Thanks, Don.
the
Thanks a
panel. You guys
lot.
want to? It's all.
Here. I'll do that again.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm gonna let him do it.
Okay.
Take
Love
two.
Now I can show a whole bunch of them. But his brushes were a disaster for most.
But he seemed like he had a very delicate touch too. Like,
He was very sensitive with the materials,
yeah.
especially with the pastel and drawing.
That's funny because I'm very heavy-handed, which is why I like chalk pastels because it's so forgiving. But give me pen and ink and it's a totally other struggle because I am very heavy-handed, which is why I was curious about those brushes since they're nubs.
Yeah. I'm pretty heavy-handed too. With these, I'm not as much with this stuff, but with oil I tend to be, and I trash my oil brushes. So I love seeing those brushes, in that because it's like, oh man, yeah.
I'm on the right track.
yeah.
I
I
tried.
find it.
I tried for a long time with, to painterly with, design brushstroke. And in fact, George and I were talking about that just the other night. And I got to the point and you could make things pretty that way. I was never very good at it. And it really frustrated me. So I kind of gave it up and started another approach.
Yeah.
Watch somebody like Greg Manches.
Yeah.
And Ray does a good job with it too.
You gotta follow my name up behind Greg Manches. I mean, that's like before. That's the after and before. It's like, here's your brain,
Oh man, but
right way and the wrong way.
Well, I love George was talking about it the other night, and he said I think what was the word you used? Swirl or swoosh paint around for a while until something happens.
That pray to the paint gods. And
Yeah.
But I love your mark making, and especially those paintings you just showed. It was phenomenal.
those are kind of be really deliberate.
Dude, your stuff reminds me so much of like Harvey Dunn, the way Harvey Dunn would, like, I would
Thank
imagine
you.
Harvey Dunn like swirling paint,
I'll
Yeah.
take
yeah.
George never looked at him. I promise. He's never looked at Harvey Dunn.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who's that?
Okay.
I think flailing is the right word, isn't it, George?
Yeah. Flailing away. They made a song about it.
Christopher Cross.
Definitely a flailer.
Flailing away.
Yeah.
It's looking great, Don.
Oh, thanks.
Do you need? We have just a few more seconds. Do you want another minute or two?
Yeah, if I could get if they're Timmy minutes.
John minutes.
No, they're
I
Johnny.
don't know.
Johnny minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're willing to give me those, I'll take them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing that. I'm adding 3 minutes to it.
Yay.
See, I don't know if Ray was the troublemaker last time. I think it was Dale Stefanos.
It was definitely Dale. Totally Dale and Chris.
All Dale, yes, and Chris. I think it was all their fault. So Timmy
It's
shouldn't.
just-
You. So, that's all I'm
I
saying.
know. Blame the guy from Boston. Usually
Always
nobody questions it.
those guys from Boston.
He snuck in here yet? He always.
I know. He's always looking.
He was coming in late.
He'll usually pop up in the mic. He has to be provoked to be. You have to kind of summon him.
Yes, we're trying to conjure him up right
Yeah,
now.
conjure him. Yeah, he's the Beetlejuice of the group, I think. To be honest with you.
Say his name 2 times.
You
George,
really-
that's looking really great.
I'm rusty.
yeah, it's looking.
That's gorgeous. It's beautiful, Ashley.
Man, it's so great to work
Thank
with
you.
Ashley and George and you guys. Man, I had to
Aw.
pick the one night to that I had something else to do, but it was worth.
Nice.
Ray, is your class on Thursday nights?
Yeah. I finish up around 6:40, and then but I have like a hangout with some friends that I totally forgot about.
Oh, okay.
So they're not that close friends. Not like you guys.
They're not-
Your real friends?
Yeah.
we'll let you hang out with the cool kids for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This reminds me so much of like a sergeant painting for some reason. Like when they're like the hand sort of resting against the cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to conjure this up, conjure sergeant up as much as possible. But one thing I was thinking about when you were saying, John, like the design brushstrokes, it's like, I look at that stuff and I'm like, man, it's like operating on a whole nother level. I have to work so hard just to get something that looks like I somewhat knew what I was doing. It's like so much repainting over things, that don't look fresh. Tends to take longer for me than other ways of doing it.
Man, Ray, you'd love like there's a hotel in Orlando,
Uh-huh.
the Grand Bohemian, and the fifth floor of that place had the whole floor is full of primetime Dean Cornwell paintings,
Oh my God.
and they're like talk about design brushstrokes. You're just like walking around going, oh man,
Oh
it blows your mind.
God. Grand Bohemian? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the stop. In Orlando?
Yeah, and they're just up there. No one knows they're up there, and they're awesome.
The moment when I ran into in San Francisco, the Herbst Theater. I accidentally, my wife won like tickets to a jazz concert there, and I ran into Frank Brangwyn murals.
Oh my
He
God.
sat right next to them, and I was like, "Who the heck is this?" What is going on? And I had the audacity to say, because to go show you how naive I was. I said, "Man, that looks a lot like Dean Cornwell."
Oh yeah, right.
No.
Jeff introduced me to Brangwyn. He had one book of his, like a book he had illustrated. It wasn't like a book on him.
Oh wow.
Just like head exploding.
Yeah, he's amazing.
John Rush was the guy that really introduced me to Brangwyn. And he was like, "Look at these strokes. They're all designed." I'm like, "Oh man, I can't take it."
Well, talk about I was totally stupid when I took my daughter to Europe. We were in Bruges, and I had no idea until I got home that there was a whole Brangwyn museum in Bruges,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
missed it.
Oh no. That's the book that I have on him is from that museum.
Oh man.
Speaking of kind of museums, we had a student go on a trip last week and went to Delaware and visited the Frank
Brandywine.
Schoonover.
Oh wow.
And he didn't go to Brandywine. He just went to the Frank Schoonover studio. And
Yeah, he was right there too. He could have gone.
well, he's going to go. He only lives a little over an hour away. He's going to go back for the Brandywine, which I think he's been before. But he met Frank's great grandson
Whoa.
and spent an hour talking with him and showed him a bunch of the drawings that were done from his father's reference in illustration isolation. He took him to the website and showed him.
That's cool.
Wow.
And so I'm going to reach out to him, see if I can get him to come in and talk with us. And we'll have another drawing session of his reference. That would be kind of cool. Said he was totally up for it. So that'd be a fun night, I think.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's cool. I'm good.
your piece is getting too nice, so we're cutting you off.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Really beautiful. Okay, let's I'm going to bounce around the room here.
Sure.
Excuse me 1 second. Start with Bill. Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Thanks.
And then we're going to jump. Oh, cool. Then we're going to jump to. Okay, flip back, Bill. I want to see that. No, okay, go flip again. Very cool. And then Ashley.
Nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Awesome.
It looks like a moody, like Lestat, or no, Louis.
Oh,
which
yeah.
one? From a Interview with the Vampire. Not as feminine, just kind of sad. Bummed out.
Very nice. And then I should have gone to Ashley last, but I'll bounce back to her.
And I'll be right back. I gotta grab a water. That looks good.
Yeah, nice, Ray.
Yeah.
Good, right? Cool.
Very cool.
And then G. Pratt. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
George has got to bust out the paintings.
Big glare.
He's swirling paint around.
Swirling painter. How big is that thing, George?
12 by 16.
Dang.
That's all? It looks bigger. It's on a normal drawing board, isn't it? Like
I
a,
thought you were going to say 1824 or something.
looks like it's like 16 wide.
Yeah.
16 long.
Gorgeous.
I
Must
think
be,
he's just being nice, John.
must be a little
Oh,
drawing board.
cool.
He could have said it was 1824.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to jump back to Ashley. That was everybody. Did I miss anybody?
So,
Okay, so we're going to jump back to Ashley. And we're going to spotlight her video.
No video. My camera's. There we go. Stay on. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna mute myself while I get this to clip back on. 1 second.
You know who I was thinking of? Not Sergeant, but Ramon Casas. Anybody know
Oh,
Ramon Casas? Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Is anybody else getting nauseous?
Blair Witch drawings.
Yeah.
I just was trying to adjust it, and then it just did not want to
You did?
cooperate.
Actually, they make fun
Okay.
of you because they're scared of you.
Oh,
I
definitely.
know. Live in fear. Okay.
What piece of
I-
reference are you doing now?
Which one? I'm gonna do the lady with the baby.
kid?
Yeah. And now that I've messed with this, I have to
Gotta
adjust my brightness. So sorry about that.
hey, can you guys type in the name of that artist you were mentioning? The one that Cornell.
Huh?
That looks better, actually.
Yeah, I noticed it was cut off earlier, so I wanted to adjust it, and I thought I turned it off auto.
Hey.
That should work. All right, I'll get started. So I'm just gonna kind of see where all this is gonna fall. Let me get a lighter color. So as usual, doing my pastels, going with the one of the lighter shades just to kind of box it in. I do the same thing as Dawn where I work with like the larger shapes to help me lay it in, especially since I'm doing such a quick gesture.
Are those new pastels?
Yes, new Prismacolor pastels. NU pastels, not NEW.
You can have new pastels.
I could have new pastels, but this is just a regular old. Been having these pastels. So what were some of the highlights that I missed out on since I've been MIA for a bit?
John's new nickname.
Is
Johnny
it
Minutes.
Johnny Minutes?
Johnny Minutes. That was only last week, I think.
Like his booking name.
Yeah.
I like it.
You got to hear Joe Stefano say it. You know, he's got that Boston accent going.
Yeah.
Johnny Minutes. And then talk about drawing.
Drawing.
He draws good.
Yeah. Drawing.
He's drawing good, that Johnny.
Well, whenever Maggie Ivy, I don't know, you remember her, John? She was the one who came up and helped with like the nursery and stuff. We went to a bunch of antique shops with our face masks and everything. It was nice to get out, and they had a bunch of old books, and we found some Harvey Dunn.
What'd you find?
Treasure Island and a bunch of other ones.
Oh, wow. The actual ones. Wow.
Yeah, like the old ones.
And you're not showing them to us. Thanks.
Well, it was between me and Maggie about getting one, and I was already like way over budget.
And that's where
So-
you actually, that's a beat down. Take
Well,
it.
I did take photos, and we flipped through them for quite a while, and that was pretty cool. Now that you mentioned it from earlier. Oh yeah, and Bill, that you had sent me that fairy tale book,
Yes.
and I ordered it off eBay, and it came the other day.
Awesome.
So
Have you
thank
looked
you for
through?
that suggestion. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet because it did just come in, and we just it's been a crazy week with the hurricane stuff. Because the thing they don't tell you, I've never not had power for 3 days, and my husband, thank goodness he was home. He went through Katrina back in what was it, 2019 or something like that. So he was a boss. He found us a generator and everything else, but and I'm trying to finish a poster for a client, and I'm using all of my power banks from my conventions
Oh my God.
and all my USB lights. I mean, I was a boss. I got it done.
Cool.
But that was definitely stressful. So I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
What
There's
is
I want to hear what you think of the Sleeping Beauty
Okay.
story.
Yeah, I'm probably going to flip through it tonight. I mean, really, this week is the first time I've been able to slow down because even just getting all of our stuff in order, you still have to worry about grandparents and AC and heat waves. But luckily, power's back on, so we were able to situate everybody just fine.
Well, I'm glad everything is good there. You had no
Oh,
storm.
yeah. Yeah, we lucked out for sure.
And in a very selfish way, I'm glad because you remember you're a guest speaker next week for
I remember.
Visual Arts Passage.
Mm-hmm. No, I've been
Oh,
trying to
nice.
thinking about what imagery I want to do, and that's probably what I'm going to figure out tonight. I have a couple different ideas because I have a gallery piece due, so I'm thinking I can get the sketch done and then start the pastel piece as part of the demo.
So, no,
Mom got off late. They didn't have any damage.
Yeah. Where are you at, George?
They're in Beaumont.
Okay.
So Lake Charles is what got slammed.
I know, and that's where Matthew's family was, but they fared just fine. Everyone was really prepared this year.
Nice. Yeah, my mom, they evacuated to my brother's house in Katy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so did Matthew's parents for the most part, and I think only one of his cousins had their house messed up, but they weren't home, luckily. But everyone just got power back as of yesterday over
Wow.
there, which was shocking because they told them it would take 2 weeks. So as I'm working on this, I'm just hoping I'm putting marks in the right place because there's a lot going on with the baby's face, and I imagine this is all going to change at some point. The ugly face, trying to do 2 faces. I'm feeling bold.
Yeah, I gave up a long time ago, Ashley. So
What, with the
on
2 faces?
on the 2 faces, I'm like, yeah, I'm not that good.
You never know. This might just stay a ghost baby. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Good old ghost baby.
I can do the baby, and then you can do the mother. So, and then I'll just Photoshop it in.
I think something.
John will never know.
Yeah, Johnny Minutes. We'll never know.
Johnny Minutes will never know.
Johnny Minutes.
my dog always has to have 2 toys, and we joke that his mob name would be Two Toys. He always carries around a ball and a frisbee at the same time.
That's
He
How
got
impressive.
is it possible?
taken on the name Two Toys. Two Toys.
That sounds like a
Toys.
gangster name.
Yeah. Johnny
It
Two Toys.
sounds nice, but he's the one with the machine gun. Tommy Two Toys.
Oh man, I tried muting myself, but oh my gosh. Oh, this is too good.
Yeah, if you're worried about missing out, Ashley, or wondering what you missed, this is pretty much it. It's just a bunch of unusable
Great.
barely usable footage.
Completely
Banter.
useless.
Yeah.
Okay, whale. I just put in some marks, big marks. I'm about to try to go in and refine them. This is when I'm going to discover whether I did a bad job of it or not. So that's what we're doing now. I'm trying to scale it right. This is where you start kind of making adjustments where it might get away from the reference. But that's okay.
Is that on what kind of paper? Is that newsprint or is it, what is it?
It's just newsprint. I keep telling myself I'm going to get out my the good stuff, but part of me likes the challenge of working with the newsprint. And also I like that it's kind of toned. But I have to make sure I don't put too much pastel onto the newsprint. Because then it just gets mushy. That's the best word I can come up with.
Mushy.
Mushy. It's just, it's hard to move the pastel around or get it out of the tooth of the paper.
Another really good art word, mushy.
Yes, a bit
Goes right
mushy.
there with swirling paint.
Swirling paint, mushy.
It's really
Mushy paper.
Exactly.
So I got a question for all of you. How many of you, I know a lot of you have taken anatomy. How many of you could teach an anatomy class?
Me.
George, you're out. I know
I had,
we've had this discussion.
Totally.
yeah, I couldn't. Not
I
after
can
the
get
ones
pretty-
that I have had. To put me
Yeah,
to
I
shame.
can get pretty close, but I wouldn't charge that much. for the class.
answer too.
Well, if it were my class, I couldn't charge anything. No, just curious, seeing most everybody in here is a really good observational drawer, and just looking, watching Ashley, like, even find proportions. I know she's thinking about it. I know she's measuring and she's very quick with it. But it's not.
Or am I? No.
No, you are.
More suggestive than actually breaking it down. Yeah, it's more about recognizing all the shapes. I mean, that's the best way to say it.
That's the whole point about learning the academy method of drawing is it's more of an act of learning to see in shape, and to identify shapes. Back to that, my favorite Gary Kelly line is, a picture is a collection of shapes. And when he said that, I was like, God, I wish I would have said that.
You can steal it. We won't tell anybody.
I say it all the time.
Yeah, we didn't record yet, right?
I have a really good guide that Bill Sienkiewicz sent me. Let's see if I can find it. It was like an anatomy book that he used. I can't remember the artist's name, but I'll see if I can look it up and find it.
Yeah, I have a couple on my bookshelf that have been really helpful that I could take a photo of and share later on the Facebook group.
That's great.
Another big thing is also understanding values and how they relate to one another, and making decisions that help push and pull and give dimension is another biggie, not just knowing your shapes.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's something that, well, I know it's one of my strengths. I also know what I'm terrible at, so it's always good to know where your weaknesses and strengths lie, so you can kind of gauge how to handle a piece when you get started.
Really important as an artist to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses.
I think the last time I drew, and it was my spotlight, I knew this reference was going to kick my ass. It was the older black gentleman playing what was it? The trumpet, trombone, whatever.
Trumpet, trombone, yeah.
Trombone,
Yeah,
keep calling
yeah.
it
And I knew just that was going to be a difficult one to do. It had a lot of high contrast. There's a skin tone that I don't often work with, and it was an older person who has a bunch of wrinkles. But I was like, ah, what the hell? Let's just go for it. And it didn't turn out all that great. It was the other ones that turned out a little bit better. But sometimes you just gotta see what happens.
But I think anatomy too is, I mean, I learned it, really started to study it actually outside of school. I've gotten a portfolio review from an artist by the name of Rob Rupel. I don't know if anybody knows Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible artist. And he basically told me I didn't know, I just was lacking in my understanding of structure, and told me to redouble anatomy. But he made it sound like you explained it like you don't learn anatomy just for the names. It's like you do it to understand structure, and once you understand something, you're going to be able to effectively communicate it visually more effectively. Mm-hmm. And but that's not everyone, but I know it really helped me quite a bit.
Some of the reason I brought it up, because it's a good conversation. I mean, some of my favorite drawers, actually almost all my favorite drawers, are, I don't think any of them could teach an anatomy class.
Right.
I certainly know my dad couldn't. I don't know if Chris could or not. I mean, I think he's pretty knowledgeable, but I think it's pure observation and reaction and
and intent, right?
Yeah, just a lot of looking and practicing. George, it's like we've talked about this, and George is a really great reactionary drawer and tremendous emotion in what happens in his drawings. And that's what interests me about drawing, the personality side. I have looked at, I think Steve Houston's a great drawer.
Right.
I mean, obviously he could teach anatomy all day long. Phenomenal. It is his approach. I've been looking at his posts, following him a lot recently. And he's one of the few guys that I really get excited about that have that approach. He goes out of bounds, but he takes it further, and it's very personal with him.
Totally.
It's like your dad said, John. He would rather look at an interesting drawing than a correct drawing.
Right.
And like if you look at Cornwell, I mean, like he knew like the intersection of like I don't know the supinator and like the teres major. Like he knew all of these like forearm muscles and used that to push design and to push the storytelling of like an arm pulling an old scraggly arm pulling like a gigantic thick rope.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a means to an end, and I think sometimes certain people that study anatomy, because it takes a long time and a lot of practice, once they have it, they don't want to let it go, and it becomes an end in itself. And I think that's when I think Steve Houston kind of takes that knowledge and then personalize it, like you were saying, like shows an intent, a personal voice behind it.
Right.
Well, and that to me is like where, what he's doing is where a lot of the ateliers fall down for me, is that people have this amazing skill but they don't really do anything with it.
Yeah, they kill it. It lacks personality. I know exactly what you mean.
It becomes this badge of honor to be able to name everything and to be able to like paint the figure really effectively in the middle of nothing. And it's like, okay, well, but it never hits me as something incredibly emotional or personal,
Right. Well, that's the next step, right? It's like that's what made like people like De La Roche and Meissonier and all the like the 19th century painters, the great genre storytelling painters, so great, Jerome and
yeah, exactly.
you're like, I mean, done. You know, those classic, like the Brandywine guys look like they knew their way around the figure, and
Oh, absolutely.
they didn't use it to kind of like
Lord it over anybody.
exactly, because it really was just a means to kind of a tool to make themselves a better visual storyteller, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could see it today in like people like you know, a lot of like concept artists. I mean, Wes Bird, I know, probably,
Yep.
you know, and your friend Tyler Jacobson. I mean, I know he knows anatomy extremely well, and he talks about it just being enough to memorize the shapes and understand how to push and pull them. You know,
Well, Coro too, you know.
and Cora, oh my God, yeah,
Stuff and run.
unbelievable, yeah.
Those guys are all good. I was looking at posts of Koros today. You know, he does these such detailed, like his landscape stuff with these really tight croppings, really tight, highly realized, you know, vegetation, and
Yeah.
they have a nice design quality to them.
Oh, totally.
He's just an amazing artist. I mean,
Some of those things
Every,
are huge that he's doing, you know. They're really, some of those are really big paintings.
well, every time I see it, I can hear my brushes weep in the corner. You know?
How do I feel?
That's what I love about like people like Haddon Sunbloom and kind of that Chicago style, like Andrew Loomis. I mean, you could tell they just knew where everything was, and that's why they were able to express in like a brush stroke, you know.
Yeah.
I admire that stuff because I know I can't do it.
Yeah. Don't believe it.
Well, I'm cheating. I'm painting in Photoshop, so I can do a couple of strokes and undo it until it's right.
That's what I liked about Sargent. If you look up, there's a free PDF interview from one of his students, and he talked about how he would redo brushwork over and over and over until it looked effortless, but it took him forever. And that stuck with me.
Whistler
He would wipe it all off too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whistler would scrape down every single time until, I mean, it looked like he just dashed it out because he did. Everything was a warm up, and then he would just knock it out.
Right. It was interesting in that realm is that a person who didn't really cover his tracks as much was Soroya, because if you look at a lot of those big paintings, you could see the finish stroke is on top of a bunch of like other passes, like, you know, just him searching for the right color. Yeah, really juicy, you know. Teacher Craig Nelson had told me to study him because I was like, I can't be Sergeant Craig. I can't do it. I can't do it in one stroke. And he's like, nobody does that, man. It's all an illusion.
I want to adjust my camera, but I'm afraid it's gonna, because I noticed I've got kind of like a upward angle, but I'm afraid it's gonna fall off and start clicking at everyone again.
Well, Ashley, if Chris was here, he could help you with that, but
yeah.
Yeah, the tech guy, you know, it's not here. I don't know why.
his camera, there's a story there for sure.
Harping on a guy's not even here. I get it.
Well, take another couple minutes here, Ashley.
All right, I'm gonna pop in some. I kind of blended all this out, and I'm gonna pop in some darker pastel, and then I'll adjust it to where y'all can see it a little bit better. I always have a hard time getting the values to really show up on this video camera. I think it has to do with the media, because even whenever I scan my pastels, they're not as accurate. When I work with other media, it looks better. I think it has something to do with the way the pastel light bounces off of it and then back into your retina. Because I was trying to look it up why that is.
part of it is your scanning software. If you get the right software, man, you can really nail those.
Maybe that's what it is. I mean, because I've tried camera and I've got a nice Epson. But even whenever I was at like Ringling using their really nice tech, I still always had trouble.
Yeah, but Ringling's scanning software is crap.
Well, then I don't know what I'm talking
Get
about.
order the Silverfast LaserSoft.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
Yeah.
all,
Silver fast.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
and it lets you, everything that you would do in Photoshop after the fact. It allows you to do it before you scan.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah, because I do mess with all those settings ahead of time, especially for like blue pieces. I don't know what it is about blue, but damn, that's
well, it
difficult.
lets you really get down on it and turn it around.
Okay. Mhm. Little baby, you almost made it in there. All right, let's just make some big decisions in this last few minutes. Yeah, as I'm working on this, like, oh, it's not too bad. And then I'll look at it later. I'll be like, ooh. That's happened a few times after drawing sessions. I'm like, okay, well, that eyeball's way off.
That just means you're
Thank gremlins.
part of the biggest club on the planet. Everybody's doing it.
You know, it's funny you talk about things being off. One of the artists I love the most, whose work is not realistic or anatomically correct or accurate,
Mhm.
is Ben Shahn.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
And I'd much rather look at a Ben Shahn than a hyper realistic, really, really perfect, anatomically correct drawing pretty much every time.
Yeah.
Or even Somei Ganchila's watercolors, you know.
Or anything Egon Sheila did.
Anything Ganchila did, that's right.
Or
Yeah.
Clint.
So.
And I spent a afternoon in the new museum in New York.
Oh yeah.
And I
Oh yeah.
went to see the Sheila drawings, and the whole floor was closed with his drawings. I went with Sterling. I was so bummed out, but then they had a whole floor of Klimt paintings, and there was only about 20 paintings, but my God,
Mm.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
All this talk of museums is kind of bumming me out.
Yeah.
Just a bit. I miss that so
John?
much.
John, is that the gallery that's near the Guggenheim?
Right across the street from the Met, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
a few blocks from it, I thought.
it's like the Nue Gallery or something like
Yeah,
that.
their gallery. Yeah, I was at the Guggenheim in 2014. It was in New York, and it was fine. It was Italian Futurism, which is nothing against Italian Futurism. It was fine. It was just kind of
Italian futurism.
I wasn't into it. I just wasn't into it, you know. And so everybody else was stayed there, and I walked down the street, and I had no idea it was there. And I walked in, and there was, a Del Block Bower and a Sheila piece of a couple on a bed, and
The Kiss. Oh no, the Kiss is at the Modern, isn't it?
yeah, I don't think it was the Kiss was there, but there were tons of. Then they had the Degenerate Art Show there too, which was pretty amazing, with all the Schlemmers and the what they had, the Crystal Knocked, and but seeing the Woman in Gold, that.
Yeah.
That would be epic.
And all the hand tooled gold in that. And
His dad was a jeweler, right?
yeah.
Sheila's dad was?
Klimt.
Yeah.
Oh, Klimt's dad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And so just all the dimensionality of that piece. And then seeing the Sheila piece, I forget the name of it, but it's like a couple on a bed. And just, mind-blowing stuff to see.
Well, the stuff that blows me away about his work is the design. Like, just look at his landscapes.
Yeah.
Right.
The design is so unbelievable.
Yeah.
So unusual, a lot of it.
Yeah.
And they're so flat.
See, I have never had the opportunity to see his work in person.
It's pretty nuts.
So, John, the demo that your dad did when I was at the Academy back in 2016, that reminded me a lot of a Sheila landscape, or cityscape.
He was definitely heavily influenced by him.
He's another example of an artist who, if you look at his early work, very academic, and could render the Dickens out of anything, and took that and pushed it to a next level.
Yeah. He's again, it's like he's one of the few that went there. That
Right. Totally.
was able to go there. In my mind, anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely a problem at the time, right? Because if even Robert Henry would talk about it in The Art Spirit, where he said that he went back to France to visit his friends that he had went to the Academy Julian with, thinking, excited about all the cool stuff that they were that they were possibly doing, could be doing after they learned all this like great skill-driven stuff, and realized, was disappointed to find out that they were doing the same exact stuff that they were painting the same exact stuff that they were painting in school, which is basically just like studies,
Yeah.
All hanging out on Thursday night drawing, right?
Well, I could keep going with this. So
That's
it's whenever
gorgeous.
you're ready, really.
Well, I think we're about 3 or 4 minutes over right now. So
Okay. Well, let me try to adjust my camera a little bit so actually we'll hold it and let's see with my shaky hands.
Yeah, it looks great.
And it's like a mirror image, so I'm trying to there we go. It's a little bit better. When I take a photo of it and share it, it'll be a lot more accurate, I think.
that's great.
So
Very nice, Ashley.
Yeah.
I'm not too
Very
disappointed with it.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
We'll allow you to come back.
Okay.
Actually, it should be the other way. You can't come back.
Yeah, you can't come back.
See? Okay.
Right, that's
I'm gonna fix this now.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
You might as well just share everyone else's stuff while I try to get my camera to cooperate. I don't know why it's being a jerk tonight, not staying in the little clippy frame.
Here's Don. Ready to go, Don?
All right.
Very nice.
It's great.
G. Pratt coming up.
I got all this glare on here again. Hang on, let me see.
Oh wow, George.
Yeah.
There's no glare.
No?
Well, maybe there was a little better. Looks
I don't know,
good.
maybe we should just throw that out. You know what? Just take a couple of months off if you want.
Yeah, even the glare looks good.
Baby's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Try throwing a little color in there, George.
The swirl.
He just kills me. It's like George starts with all these like really bright colors and he just scrubs them in or swirls them in, whatever he does. And it's just like, and I'm just mesmerized at how much color he uses when he paints.
Yeah.
Here's Ray. Ray did the child, the baby. Very
Oh,
cool.
nice one, Ray.
I thought that Ashley and I were tag teaming it, so but your baby looks a lot better than mine. So.
I like it
Yeah.
though. Babies are difficult. They've got
Yes.
weird little faces, but
Yeah.
this one does have cute arms. I like doing the gesture for the arms.
You're about to find out how difficult. they are.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Start using both hands.
What's that?
Start using both hands.
Cold hands?
Both hands.
Oh, both hands. Yeah.
Yeah, get ready for no sleep.
Well, luckily, I mean, my mom's going to be staying with us, and Matthew he'll have off work for a little while. We'll figure it out. I got enough of a support system that if I need time to get whatever done, if that includes more sleep, I can manage it, I think. So I say that now confidently. I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure.
You'll be fine. Everybody manages.
I like the line quality on the mother there, Bill. That's cool.
Thanks.
And so Bill is up next.
Oh, I'm up?
Nice.
I don't think Audrey ever came in.
No.
My drawing here.
Uh-oh. I just saw Dale Stefanos.
Oh no, you saw a shadow pass over you really quick.
Dale Stefanos. He's coming in to draw with us.
Drawing.
The drawer.
So now we're doing the cowboy.
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay.
All right.
Yo Kaye.
I love that jacket. Isn't that the coolest?
Thanks for letting me in, Johnny Minutes.
Oh no. Click the wrong button.
The
There goes the room.
funny part is, Ray, I can't take it back.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here to
If you could, I would be gone a long time ago.
I'm here to do some drawing.
Yeah, how'd the move go?
Real drawing.
Real drawing. I've been practicing the word drawing.
Oh my God.
God, it's not natural.
Does it hurt?
It's funny. I alerted my whole family that we were doing it wrong. And
How did they take that being from New England?
Yeah.
well, first it's lots of FUs.
Well, your wife is obviously a pro. I mean,
She's a professional speaker.
right.
Yeah, she had to be trained. She had that trained out of her.
Yeah. So we've been working on it.
Did she go see Henry Higgins?
You know, they did have, she went to Emerson College, and they did have a speech coach there for the broadcast journalism people. And her big thing was she didn't think she had any Boston accent at all. Of course, none of us do. And the exercise,
I just muted Dale.
Dale's a robot.
was
Dale,
Wow.
Dale had to
Secret
recharge his
reveal.
batteries.
Wow. That
Dale's
was,
not a human being. Okay.
that was amazing.
John found the right button.
No,
Sure, I couldn't find
no,
it.
Ray. I just didn't leave because I was a little, always a little on edge, and that is wow. That's a first time.
There was an odd wind.
Somebody should call Dale, just make sure he's okay. I just had to mute him again.
Oh man.
At first I thought he unmuted himself and he just continued to do it just as a joke. You know? Oh wow, that's weird. Something's going
That's
on.
called industrial disease.
He downloaded OBS. That was his problem.
Yeah.
And he had
You know, I might have to boot you from the room.
Sorry now.
I have never.
Oh my god.
And he thought we gave him a hard time about drawing.
Man,
I'm completely wrecked right now. I can't even
That's
concentrate after that.
that is definitely like a glitch in the matrix.
I want to know what the hell he saw.
I removed Dale has officially been our first person to get kicked out of visual.
Wow.
He's left the building.
No, I'm gonna try and reinvite him.
After
We'll
years,
get him
after
back in
months of
here.
letter writing.
Yeah, we had to toss him out. On behalf of Dale, our apologies. No,
No, you had it coming,
he's
man.
back.
Stop.
He's back.
Sorry.
No way.
Oh my god.
And that's it, folks.
Yeah, that's it. Dale,
Well, it's not out of out of character. I mean, the video does get pretty useless. Renders are useless when Dale comes on, so he pretty much breaks he breaks the internet all the time when he comes back in. Now he's literally breaking the room.
Oh my goodness.
you guys don't mind though that if that just happens the rest of the meeting, right?
Well, that's not going to bother me at all.
No. Laser focused here.
We'll let Dale do a demo and I'll just be the audio.
For 20 minutes.
Sounds
How many
like
Johnny
you
minutes
into a
would be?
techno remix.
Yeah, would you give Dale? Yeah, techno remix. We should auto tune him and everything.
Dale,
He comes pre-auto tuned.
Dale the remix.
Start
Yeah.
sampling Dale.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, 80s Club remix. Oh.
Somebody just said, "I'm just waiting for the drop." Oh, that's hilarious. Kathleen says, "Do you think he can hear it?" No, he probably just thinks we're kicking him out just to be mean. I don't know. I think he can. I think he knows what's happening.
Those creeps.
Dale, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. He is aware of it.
Also, hello, I'm here at Audrey.
Oh, hey, Audrey.
Welcome.
Hey, Audrey.
Royally late, but you guys are doing some cool stuff. I heard some remixes are dropping, so
Yes,
They are.
You might have missed Dale's amazing audio.
exclusively
Yeah,
here.
you might have actually ushered in Dale's exit. So
Yeah. It's a bummer. I was just about to say hey to Dale, and then I had to kick him out of the room. it It felt aggressive. I was like, I didn't think I'd have to do this to a panelist.
And we've
Hey,
been waiting for months.
He was talking way too
Bomb
much
us.
over everyone.
yeah, it was.
Right, Timmy? We've been waiting for months for someone to bomb us. We never thought it would be one of
I'm
our-
always ready. I mean, knock on wood, but I never would have thought it was going to be Dale.
I could have told you that.
Sorry, I'm being so quiet, guys. Well, it's probably everybody enjoys that, actually. So no, but I was gonna say I've got hangers on from the wedding gathering last week.
Yeah, congrats, man. I didn't get a
Our
chance to congratulate you.
drive-through wedding, basically.
Well,
Thanks, Ray.
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I missed being here on Thursday. That wedding really got in the way of my Thursday nights.
Such a social butterfly.
Yeah.
Chris is amazing. He just sent me a text that says, sorry, I couldn't make it tonight, but I'm drawing. I'm going to do all the drawings. I'll post them.
Yeah, I saw that.
Thanks, Chris.
He's definitely a beast.
Yeah, he's not allowed to show us up. John, you should tell him you can draw, but we won't. You're not allowed to post anything you do.
It should always be that way.
Still can't believe the Wade's brothers thing. He was just kind of drawing that in the corner
On the side.
while we were talking, off to the side.
It's like, oh, here, I just did this.
So I think, John, you'd be happy to know that I still had that thing at 8. It was a fantasy football draft, embarrassingly enough, and I am drafting while drawing. So
Ooh, who do you got?
I don't even know. I'm just clicking names at this point. This is way more fun.
We stuck with the Detroit Lions.
I've got a team over here in Buffalo that I lose sleep over. Okay, I don't need any more grief, Don.
Well, we'll share it with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that there'd be much crossover between the illustration isolation panel and fantasy football.
It's a hotbed, man.
It's
It's a scene.
Totally a thing.
Did you guys collect cards when you were younger?
I collected Pogs.
I collected Pogs, but I also collected NBA, NFL cards.
I did too.
Yeah. In fact, really, probably the most exciting thing that happened last week for me was I found a Kobe Bryant rookie card in my little collection.
Boom.
Yeah.
I know enough to know that's good.
And then I texted my family, and immediately a custody debate occurred between the three brothers on who was the true owner of the Kobe Bryant rookie card. But yeah.
Did you claim squatters' rights?
Yeah,
Okay.
technically it's in my possession, so it's gonna be a hard one to beat.
9/10 of the law.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of NFL football, Timmy and I have to feel a little ripped off that the season that the Chiefs finally win a Super Bowl after 50 years.
Yeah.
It's COVID. They can't even celebrate it.
Yeah. Well, did you go to the parade, John? It was on a work day, but I'll admit to you that I skipped work for a day.
I will honestly tell you that you couldn't have paid me enough to go to that parade. I mean,
I went to it, and all I think about now is how many people I was crammed around. Oh, just like probably peak COVID Kansas City. Yeah.
I did go to all the playoff games, though.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's like when I went to Mardi Gras in February before I did Chicago. I thought about that being shoulder to shoulder. I mean, we didn't know any better at the time because it was so early.
Ashley, I was there the week after.
Well, shame on you. Though I think they have like the main Mardi Gras. It goes on for like 2 to 3 weeks. I was there for, I was told like the main Shira because my brother lives down there. It was fun. A mess, but fun.
Yeah.
One thing I haven't done yet.
Yeah, I had never gone either. So I was like, you know what? We'll do it.
Ray, how old are you? Because I would say that maybe the window is closed.
Yeah, the window's probably long gone. Yeah.
The window closed for me. I was able to go, but it's not. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, the problem is I have friends who think they're still young enough to go, and that's the people that usually end up.
Technically by the transitive property.
No, it's a bad sign. It's a bad sign.
You know what's funny? I was going through. My dad was like a hoarder of cool things, and I was going through some of his stuff like a year ago, and he just has a sign that he stole from Bourbon Street. And I was like, "It's."
You mean contraband? Is what?
Yeah, he has like
a
legitimate Bourbon Street sign.
Oh my gosh!
It was just in our basement. Yeah.
Cool.
Next to the Kobe Bryant rookie card, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, I know.
That's awesome. Oh man. Was there any note explaining or anything, or just
he told me that he did it once, but I never really saw the evidence, and I was like, oh, that was the rest.
Oh yeah, that guy went to Mardi Gras. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up sticking with the family-friendly affairs. No Bourbon Street for us. We kept with the locals.
No, what are they called? Hurricanes?
No.
The cocktails. What are they called? What are the
could've.
cocktails? Aren't they called hurricanes?
The
What,
hurricane.
where you just walk around with the giant things? Yeah.
I still have 2 hurricane classes or glasses.
Back when they made them glass.
When I was from college.
Did they make them in glass back then, John, or was it plastic?
No, it was glass. I still have 2 of them.
Wow. I would just imagine that street was just littered with shards of glass.
Oh, sure. Nobody would know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's just like there's like a crunchy sound of walking.
I went my sophomore year of college, and hoping I took Matthew, he was a freshman at KU this year. I took him for spring break. We looked on the map and like, there's no COVID cases here. What could go wrong?
Have you met anyone from Louisiana? They're always up in your business.
Well, I wish I could stay longer, John. I think I need to sign off. I wish I could hang all night. I'm gonna be nearby.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I appreciate you being here. And
yeah, it's always fun. Always great to see all y'all, and I'll be back on the regular schedule next week. as soon as I can kick out all these house guests I've got it's my brother, everybody. I'm not hosting like a COVID hotel. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. And then
So is Dale back in the room?
I'm gonna ask to unmute because I'm really curious if it's still happening for it.
One way to sign off, Timmy.
Let's see what's going on with Dale.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it's working. Right, it's fixed.
I'm just being quiet.
All right, Dale. Well, Dale, I'm gonna sign off. But good hearing from you.
Yeah, well, Timmy, it was a real pleasure tonight.
Yeah.
He let you back in, Dale. I mean,
First guy to ever be kicked out. No.
Badge of honor.
I don't know what to draw on this pose.
All the spots.
Yeah, I'm afraid to get into that. I started drawing the cowboy hat, and cowboy hats are hard.
yeah. I'm regretting that.
They can look goofy real quick.
I think I'm giving my guy a kind of Michael Jackson swagger with this pose. Intentionally or not.
I'm reminded of that old Harvey Dunn footage that
Oh yeah.
oh my God, who took it again? The famous, oh my God, Frank Riley.
Yeah.
He's busted out a cowboy.
Yeah, like a sombrero.
Yeah.
That was killer. And just and again swirling that paint around.
And he's swirling. He was swirling, George.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that a disclaimer in here. No swirling.
No swirling allowed. I'm swirling pixels, John. So that might be the second person to be kicked out. This whole thing is like a lesson on shapes and like pushing or selecting what it is that you want to use.
Definitely.
That was a huge thing in my development as an artist when I realized that I didn't have to use all of the reference. I could just use a little bit of it, or such an awakening for me because it took so long just for me to get to being able to put anything all the things in the reference down on paper convincingly. I didn't want to let it go.
Oh, scared the hell out of me.
Me too.
My drawing's kind of scaring the hell out of me, so.
So I'm good. I did two of them. One in pen and ink and
One that's sassy.
one in watercolor.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody mute Bill. I'm struggling.
That's great.
I think the software for this phone to computer hookup isn't that good. The resolution's not as good.
Yeah, did you get the free version of it?
Yeah, I think I need to get the free version of it.
It's like set 720p.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I found with Epoch Cam, like it's hard to, you can't control the exposure level.
yeah. Now I think I'll just bite the bullet and buy an actual webcam. But
I think, I mean, it's coming in pretty good though. I mean, it's nice exposure and everything.
I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah, no.
there's that one. There's that one.
Nice.
It's hard to get the bright orange of that shirt.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a lot of yellow in it.
Yeah, I gave up on the color a long time ago.
Yeah, it's,
I gotta do it.
I went straight up black and white. Yep.
I turned my color off and just.
I did too.
yeah. I mean, the jacket's got a lot of yellow in it too that I just ignored. So I guess if Ray's too old for Mardi Gras, then and the door's shut, then the entire house is deadbolted for me.
Mm.
Oh, that's looking really nice, actually.
Oh, thanks. I think I've seen enough cowboy hats that it helped out.
That's cool.
So
The magazine Texas Monthly used to do a cowboy feature, and they had lots of different artists do cowboys. Brett Holland did one, and Matt Mahern did one. And
my stepdad's really into cowboy stuff. So whether I liked it or not, I saw a lot of that kind of artwork in the house.
yeah, my dad was too. He bought a cowboy hat when the movie Urban Cowboy came out. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I like the way you did the jacket too, like the movement in that.
Yeah, totally just by mistake. I mean, happy accident. That's what I meant by it has like a swagger, which was not intentional.
Yeah, I think that looks fantastic.
Cool. Thank you. I'm glad it worked out because I was like, man, these spots are.
You can send that to. I'm in Carborough, and the address.
Okay. Text it to me.
I'll text That's looking really good, right, Don?
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna jump around and look at what everyone's doing.
See, I'm the fool that,
Oh, that was
painted
cool.
in all the white, but
Oh,
I
that's
could just let the white paper do that.
Yeah, that's cool, Don. I like the negative space.
Oh, thanks.
I always admire people who can use the negative space like that. And every time I try to incorporate it, I'm like, no, that looks terrible.
yours looks good. George, that's awesome. What's the ground on that? Is that a
Stuff I mixed up prior. I just made up a bunch of grounds, and then I'm swapping out pads as we come up to the new.
is that paper you're painting on?
Yeah, it's that canvas paper from Canson, which is actually nice stuff.
Cool.
So you like it? I've been thinking about getting some, actually.
Yeah, it's because I've tried all the other brands, and like Frederick's, I don't know what it is they're using to prime those things with, but it reactivates. It drives me insane, you know?
Oh, no.
What does it do?
They reactivate, and you get this chalky mess, and this stuff is really nice. It feels like canvas. Feels like linen, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's gorgeous, man.
You
John,
find-
people are, I don't know if Timmy left you in charge of shifting things around, but people are asking to see the everyone's work that's being talked about.
Is John here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm struggling with my drawing. That's why I'm not doing it. Sorry. I'll bounce around here. We'll go.
You gotta understand when John's host, it's a lot more laid back. It's not as uptight, you know.
It's not about the minutes.
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
No,
I
that's
love right above the mouth. That's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Hey, George.
Nice, Audrey.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
again.
A little late start, but we'll get something.
Yeah, I have to tell you, the book cover you shared today was
Yeah.
so
If I turn-
badass. By the way, Audrey, it was amazing.
I really liked working on it, and that
You can tell.
yeah, like I really appreciate that because sometimes when you're like working on something, you're just like, oh, it's good, but it hurt to make. And that one actually like felt really cool to make. And
Oh, no, that was a killer cover.
Yeah,
That was
Hmm.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
just beautiful.
yeah, I really like the story too, so I think that has a lot to do with it. The author was super sweet too. We chatted a bit after.
Cool.
That doesn't always happen. I would love to talk to everyone I do, they illustrate the text, but I love that when it happens.
See you, Bill. So, Mr. Pratt is up next. He's going to do the last one, last pose of the night. So I'll go back to George. Tell him what you're working on, George, and what you've how you've prepared.
Is wow, okay, yeah. So Canson Canva paper, and I've already primed the thing with it's actually really purple on the screen here, at least on my screen, but it's more of a neutral sienna, burnt sienna kind of color, and I'm just doing oils, trying to. I have a figure painting class I got to get ready for, so I'm trying to get back into the swing. So anyway, a lot of what I've been doing these days is not. I tend not to put a drawing down, but for this one, I might put a subtle thing down, just a gesture or something. So just more gestural, and if I don't, if it doesn't end up looking just like the character necessarily, I don't mind.
This model really feels like she's in your wheelhouse,
Yeah, when John sent the rare, I was like, oh yeah, man, I want to play with that. So.
I'm gonna actually try to do color.
Oh, yeah, this last one.
Yeah, especially in her hands and her hair, George, I can see.
Yeah. So I'm just blocking in shapes. Um, then go ahead and start bringing in some lights. It's such a light image, you know, that I'm going to probably cover up most of this ground. Let's see. I'm really bad about talking while I'm painting, so I don't know.
I didn't talk at all when I painted. I just listened to everybody else.
I was going to thank you for that, Bill. Just
Hey,
Ooh, burn.
So I won't
resist. It was such a gimme. I couldn't resist.
Oh,
Oh, that was cruel. Sorry.
that's okay.
Bill, I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm distracted because I'm like, you know, it's. I didn't realize this, guys. It's kind of hard to paint, you know, alongside all these awesome professional artists, and while drafting for your fantasy football team. At the same time.
I like that you added while drafting fantasy football.
Yeah.
At least we know you're committed. That's
Yeah.
what you do this for all the right reasons. That's okay. I'm still trying to draw the cowboy hat from the last drawing.
Perseverance.
I am inspired to go full color.
Oh, it's looking really good, Audrey.
Oh, thanks.
So this was it doesn't seem like that long ago, George, but it was a long time ago. It was probably 12, 13 years ago. It was the first time that we recorded, or maybe it wasn't the very first. Yeah, it was the first time. We went down to Sarasota and we've recorded George doing a demo. Brett and I did. And he was doing a pen and ink, which I don't.
Dead guy in a tree.
Dead guy in a tree, yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect subject matter.
Yeah.
Good first impression.
Yeah. And so I asked, because I don't do pen and ink, and I said, and I know a lot of people I've watched do pen and ink. I said, so are you gonna do a drawing? Are you gonna do a pencil drawing? And George said something that I'll always remember this, and this will always affect me. He said, no, he goes, I don't like to. I just like to, when I do pen and ink and watercolor, I just like to go for it and go after it with a direct pen and ink on white paper with no pencil underneath. I don't like to do any planning because when I do, I never hit a home run when I've tried it. He said, but I'm willing to fail and screw up 4 or 5 times to get one really good one. And I can hit the ball farther when I don't plan. And I thought, man, that's good. That's impressive.
Well, when I found when I did pencil drawings, it's like I felt trapped by it. It was like paint by numbers, you know?
Oh yeah, I felt the same way.
Yeah. So and it's like, if I just go for it, how much time did I really lose if it goes south, you know? Because I didn't spend all that other time setting it up. So that helped.
So because I just saw a chat from Montalvo and say, hey, Montalvo, and say hi to him. And I'm going to find him on here and make Montalvo a panelist with us as a guest. I hope you can you're in a place to use your mic. If you can't, Montalvo, I understand. But I want to say hi to you and want you to say hi to everybody else. So you're a panelist. And Montalvo, since you're in here, I want to say, hey, let me know next week or the week after if you can join us as a panelist. I'd love to point a camera at you. Total silence. That got my answer.
I see his picture, yeah. So George, I felt that way when I was doing comics.
Yeah.
And I had to when I was working on Fault Lines, and I had to pencil it and then ink it, and it was like I would draw it
away from it.
Yeah, I would draw in pen on the back because I needed to, like a relief from that. And those drawings were, they were better,
I guess that's the trick, right? Is just being like willing to fail. It goes back to the sergeant thing that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Willing to basically just destroy it, start over until you got so good at it that you can just lay it down and so it looks fresh,
Right.
Because that's your sketching. That's your penciling out. That's the search,
Right. And you could just draw it 3 or 4 times in the same amount of time it would take you to pencil it and then ink it.
Right.
Yeah. And part of it too was just that I bore so quickly, and that was exciting because it was like, seat of the pants, and I really had to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And really be the one making those decisions. And that, I think, really helped.
Now you would have all your panels, though, your layout kind of nailed down before
not something to do it in when you're doing it in comics, right? And because I guess you'd have to center in on the format.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't put Montalvo on the spot. I apologize.
No, he texted that he's camera ready. And he said George Pratt is like a jazz player improvising on a complex theme. It's always so awesome to be around you guys again. I feel so close yet a continent away.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people on the planet is Montalvo.
Oh yeah, he's great. Such a great guy.
Really good artist and a great guy. Nice person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we bonded pretty quickly the year I was there. Such a nice guy.
He holds the record of
The number of times to come to the academy.
Yep. Well, I keep inviting him.
So George, you're just using a flat brush there?
Yeah, bright.
Yeah.
I need to get working on the rest of the figure though.
Now, are you mixing colors as you go?
Yeah.
Because I think there's people that pre-mix, and then there's people that kind of mix on the fly.
Yeah, I want to see it on there as I'm working, you know, and
Yeah.
on.
I think I'm the same way, you know, sometimes I'll just mix right on the painting itself.
Yeah.
Wow, it's looking beautiful.
I don't know.
So Ray, Gerald Lang was asking if you've drafted any Buffalo Bills, since you're both.
I'm drafting with a bunch of friends that are from Buffalo too, and they beat me to the punch. So it's a serious league, you know. It's a risk with the Buffalo Bills. So then if I draft one, then it's almost like I'm like that parent that one of those sports parents.
Yeah.
With them, you know, it's like I can't enjoy anything. So it's never fun. So that being said, I did draft one though. Now I'm frantically trying to catch up. I had this great idea of, you know, working in, cutting in with the white, just, you know, basically aping off of Don's last idea, and forgot to, I realized how hard that actually is. And also I'm starting late. So it's a recipe for success. I don't know. George, I've been thinking a lot about, and just everyone, I've been thinking a lot about that whole, even our sergeant discussion, and just, you know, laying things down and kind of making things fresh. And I find myself, it's such a time intensive way of painting that, like, at least for me, it's like hard to paint on deadline like that because I have to be okay with like wiping out a day's worth of work, you know. When I'm painting for shows and I need like you know, I need to have a certain amount of pieces done. It's so hard to lose a day. Losing a day can, you know,
Sure.
can just be a wreck, you know.
Usually mine's like small changes or baby steps towards it, not like just completely obliterating something after spending hours on it. It's more about the very beginning, making this, you know, smudging things out as I go, like every 20, 30 minutes until I finally build up enough on top of it to see where interesting mark making can happen.
Right.
So I don't know if that's helpful or not.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too where it's like I think it's really related to what John was saying, you know, about like getting the meat and potatoes of the piece in,
Yeah.
you know, that sort of thing, and in the beginning, just having a strong start. It's it also lends itself to like certain type of painting too, right? I'm doing a lot of complicated scenes, these sort of garden, like landscape-esque scenes, and I'm doing studies so I can attempt much larger pieces. And I'm trying to basically what I'm doing is trying to take the studies that I had, like the strokes from the studies, and I'll scale them up, you know, and it's worked so far, but you know, with other pieces, and that's the way I try to find some sort of like freshness in it. But then again, it all kind of depends, because you can kind of get burnt out just doing studies, you know.
Yeah, that's, you know, I quit doing studies a long time ago because I felt like when I got to actually start working on the piece, I'd already done it, you know.
Right.
It was really, it was like soul crushing for me. You know?
Yeah. These days I've been looking at studies as a way of saying to myself, okay, I've got the piece. Like I try and paint this study as if it is my final painting, and then it's usually a little bit smaller. And then I've been trying to basically the final will be much larger, and then I'll basically tell myself, okay, how can I make it even like 10 times better? Like if I can go back in time, I play the whole game with myself. Like if I can go back in time and paint it differently, how would I do it? But you know, I'm also a maniac though. So, I mean, it's, don't try this at home, kids. Just listen to George. Don't listen to me. Listen to George and Ashley.
I'm still on the path of, I do all of my process work, and I like using the iPad because it lets me like go through ideas super fast, but it's mostly to keep myself from wasting time later. So
Totally.
I'm still at that stage in my career where I still have to do all that process work just so I don't waste time.
Yeah, I think that's
when I get to the final. I haven't moved on to that next level.
Well, I think you learn to do roughs and sketches really loose, with it leaves a lot of interpretation to it. I mean, that can be really helpful.
It has been, yeah, definitely, especially whenever I'm trying not to make work that looks stagnant, that has a lot of life to it still. I'll sometimes go back to that study or whatever and be like, that's working. And I love taking photos of my drawing as I'm working on it, and then I'll like with my iPad and then put it right next to my study on the iPad, like with Procreate, so I can kind of see where I lost that magic.
Right.
That's a tough thing too, because I found when I did studies, I could never capture that energy that was in that thing, and it was like, man, even like the sketching, there's so much cool stuff that happens in sketches.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to try and get that back in a finish.
Yeah.
And part of it, I think, because it was like, you went at it pretty fearlessly. Sketch, you're not thinking about it like it's got to be this amazing thing, and so stuff happens, and it's like, oh my god, how do I make that happen?
Right. So it's better to just kind of go for it.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I think for me, it helps.
Totally. I struggle with the idea because for me, I'm, trying to really grow my career and like I'm trapped in the whole, like, and this is the reason why I love doing this stuff. But I'm trapped in the whole, like, everything I do has to be a thing, and it's not great, and I have to be willing to kind of dump, pieces, do bad pieces and paint over them and start over entirely. But it's because when I get those wonderful little strokes, like, I'll spend like a day trying to get a set of brush strokes just right,
Right.
because I did it in the sketch like in 2 seconds,
Right. It was great. And you're like, oh, I can do that,
Yeah.
But I started working on tracing paper and on scraps of things. And then, especially when I was working digitally, I would just cobble something together very quickly, get most of the things down, and then, put it together in the computer.
Right.
So it still had all that life that, that the drawing had. And then before that, I figured out that I could just photocopy my sketches and, glue them down to a board and paint on them. And they were better than if I tried to, stick to my reference too much or something.
Totally. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've found that it's helped me loosen up. I've been doing these tight. I haven't done them in a while, just because of time. I don't even know. But I used to do really like mixed media, like airbrush and Prismacolor pencil, like movie poster juice style studies, black and white comps, and then scan them in high res, and then print them out and paste them on the board using matte medium. And you get all the texture from, like, you blow up like a 10 by 10 sketch, you blow it up to 24 by 24 or even larger, and you get this like really wonderful grain. It looks like you had a colored pencil the size of like a bat,
Yeah.
of a Louisville Slugger, and you're just going at it. Yeah.
Well, it's like drawing with those really clunky compressed charcoal block, the really thick ones. Not the vine charcoal, but the super dense.
Yeah.
Like half-inch round,
Yeah. Super chunky stuff.
I also found, like, if I earlier this week I was doing something and I was using pastels and mineral spirits, and I found that, like, if I put mineral spirits down and I put the new pastel on top of it, it took very little to get a thick line, because it bled. So it sort of forced me to have a very delicate touch. much more delicately than if I was doing it straight with the pastels.
You should try water if you don't want to mess with terp.
Yeah, no, I've tried water too, and I like that as well.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ashley. I'm gonna live forever.
But I mean, when I was doing big paintings, was it for my last show? I did one that was 54 by 78, and I mean, the drawing of it was very, very minimal, but it was all there. I mean, I put it all down in pastel, but it was all open shapes,
Right.
and then from there I would, go in and fill in the shapes. But somebody asked, yeah, Gamsol and mineral spirits are the same thing. Gamsol is just a brand name, Paul.
Well, it's also redesigned. It doesn't hang in the air in the same way. It's
Yeah. It's a little bit safer, right? I mean, to work around. I mean, I wouldn't,
Just because it's
drink it
less
in place
odor
of
doesn't
orange
anything.
juice.
Yeah.
I got to stop my morning ritual now.
Oh no.
You take the edge off.
Disclaimer, not to be, invested.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I found that, like, looking back, if I look at the photos that I've taken in my process, I like the parts of things that really show the drawing more than the finish in a lot of cases. You just have to stop. Like, you just have to teach yourself to stop,
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to do a painting of Chadwick Boseman this week, and I had a drawing down that I liked, and then I went and painted it, and at the end I wiped 90% of it off, and it seems to be better than what I had intended.
Right.
Not that it looks 100% like him, but it's got a feeling to it that works for me.
Yeah. I think I'm getting to a point where I might need to one day, hopefully in the near future, just sit down and make work that I'll probably never show, and to help kind of break, try different things,
Yeah.
and
That's the best feeling. I have a project that I purposely showed to no one. And it's so
Nice.
refreshing to not have to worry about social media or whatever. And it's really more about an exercise in sketching, because I wasn't doing enough sketching. And I
Right.
found a way around that. And it was, I don't know, it's nice to just have something that has nothing to do with your primary work.
Showing it.
yeah,
How you said that, Ashley? You said that like I perfectly showed it to no one.
Yep. I'm not going to even say what it sort of is. I know I could figure it out, but it's
sweet.
the
You should send
purpose
us a
was
link.
to do a full figure, sequential sketching, because I just wasn't doing it enough.
Yeah. There was a funny, somebody posted a painting today of Van Gogh looking at his phone. And it's like,
Vladimir Smith.
the sunflower's got one like on Instagram. And he's like, oh wait, it was Theo.
So sad.
That just cracked me up.
Yeah,
It was
it's sad because it's true.
That's the part that gets me though. Yeah. DM,
brilliant
send more art supplies, please.
Yeah, seriously. DM, send more art supplies.
PLS.
That's gorgeous, George. Gorgeous George.
Everyone's getting nicknames tonight.
Curious George's cousin. Curious George's hot cousin.
I think Gorgeous George was a fighter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was also the Chiefs mascot for a while, like the Kansas City Chiefs, and he would pound a drum and rally the fans. His name was George.
Gorgeous George.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when I grew up, there was that song, you know, "Hey There, Georgie Girl." That was great. That one.
Well, look at you now. People are calling you Gorgeous George online on the internet. I mean,
You didn't have Billy Don't Be a Hero.
Oh yeah.
well, I had a positive experience from that. I had everybody loves Raymond. So
Yeah. No, I think Timmy said he got it worse because he grew up during South Park.
oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
He grew up what?
Like
Oh,
during
during
like,
South Park, yeah.
South Park, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest, guys. It's safe to say he was asking for it, right?
The only thing that happened to me like that was the Johnny English movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
John, your first name got stolen,
Yeah.
so like you win on all accounts, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But that's not a bad one, at least.
No, yeah.
I purposely have never seen one, so
Well, I saw one in the theater. They're not that great.
I would think Mr. Bean, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta eat, man. You know, one professional to the next. I respect it. I respect
I have seen a
the
Johnny
hustle.
movie.
I don't know. I feel a really good Halloween costume going.
Don't do it.
let's say no.
George, that's looking like it has a very satiny sort of look to it
Cool.
on the sleeves and stuff. It's great.
Well, I wanted actually more, but using Galkid to thin it out and let it be, you know, more transparent. Still hold its shape in places.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Beautiful.
Thanks.
Looking really good, Don.
Oh, thank you.
Wait. I started over a few times.
I noticed you started over. You had a whole last one going too.
I don't know, it just got away from me, so just moved on.
How much more time do you want, George?
A week.
Well, I'm hungry, so I don't know if that'll work.
Ashley's hungry, George. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
I
have to
know.
deny your request of a week extension.
Yeah, Ashley, do you have cravings?
Honestly, I haven't really had anything crazy other than like I'm eating just as like not more than any. That makes me sound like I'm always probably hungry or something, but my appetite hasn't really changed that much. I did have one weird one, which surprised me, was my husband Matthew was eating pickled okra, and I was having some of that, and like, oh my gosh, it'd be so good with this chocolate milk. So I went and got some, and I don't regret it. It was good.
And I
That was my
regret
only
it.
weird one.
It wasn't even there. Geez.
I say lean into it.
So other than that, yeah, everything else has been pretty normal.
Someone should start a pregnancy craving restaurant where all the menu items are submitted by people's craving experience.
You could do like a mix and match. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the salty and sweet menu, like pick one from each.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut butter pizza.
See, I wondered if I was going to crave peanut butter because I can't stand peanut butter, but no, it's still gross. It's still gross.
I've never met somebody that doesn't like peanut butter. Wow.
Whoa. Peanut butter's gross?
It is gross.
What?
I can't
There
stand what
he
it
is.
smells or
We conjured
anything.
him up.
Yeah.
Oh,
It could be
I've
like a
woken the dragon.
I was just hanging for a second and waiting to say I didn't hear the announcement. Congratulations, that's fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, due in
Yeah.
November, and
Wow.
I'm only 4'11". Okay, my husband's 6'4".
Oh
And
wow.
all the his niece and nephew were like 8 pounds.
Oof.
He was 8 pounds, so I mean I feel huge. And
Yeah,
I've
sure.
only gained I'm 7 months in, and I've only gained about 16 pounds, but I feel like I've gained like 40 because it's just a lot going on.
You've got this.
Oh yeah, we'll
Well,
get
if I
this.
make you feel any better, I think I've gained about 16 pounds since I.
It's not coming out.
It's like all I do is
Sympathy weight.
eat, and I exercise all the time, but it's like I'm just keep gaining weight.
Oh man,
So
you
you're
should
gaining
try
sympathy
some
weight,
okra
John.
chocolate milk. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
It's a relief to hear you say that because I exercise all the time and it's exactly same weight, and I've been trying to lose, 10 pounds or so.
I'm in the same boat.
Don, you lost a lot of weight. You look-
Yeah, I've gained a little back, but I've been able to maintain it. I didn't think I could, It was been
It
pretty.
didn't come out right. You gained a little bit back, but you were able to maintain it.
Didn't get away from it.
That did come out weird. I was down to, I lost about 50 pounds and then I've
Awesome.
gained 10 back, but I've still been able to fight it back a little bit. And actually, I think today I was reading up here in Michigan, I think the governor is going to open up gyms with limited,
Nice.
I've heard that too.
limited stuff on the 9th of September. So
Yeah.
we'll see what that means.
Good luck to you on that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the gyms being open.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'm in a hurry. But I got to do a little bit better with my self-guided thing here at home. That's what I struggle with. So.
Well, I've been loving the intermittent fasting. That
It works. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't want to want to keep it like body positive and everything, but it really is it feels good to be hungry and to take care of that, and then to not be eating throughout the day so you actually can fully digest things.
Yeah.
At least as an illustrator where you're doing long periods of time sitting.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
it feels really nice to be satisfied, and then to manage those long periods of time where your focus is elsewhere, but that you're nourished, and figuring out that pace for us who sit a lot
Yeah.
is definitely.
So how often what is your schedule on that? Your eating schedule?
Well, it's everything. I mean, people do it different ways. But I mean, some mostly for myself included, you just stop eating by a certain time in the day, say, 5 o'clock, or whatever, depending on your bedtime and stuff. So you have just a cutoff time where you stop for the day and then where you start. So I'm not an expert, but it definitely seems to help to have a period of time before your bedtime where digestion can happen. But I'm an illustrator, I'm not a nutritionist, so I don't want to give professional advice here while I'm being recorded.
Giving restaurant ideas, fast food tips.
Yeah, but I would definitely look it up on like for anybody who's listening, like look it up like safely on your own research. But I've heard other positive experiences too. But you guys know best for your own lifestyle too.
Yeah, I tried it for a while. I was eating between 1 and 8 o'clock, and it worked really well for me. And I've not done so well with it lately, but
Yeah.
I get so hungry late at night.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I mean,
that's,
Protein packs
and
are good for that. They're
that's
just like these little dried raisins and cashews and stuff, and it's got
yeah.
enough protein and carbs that it's enough for you to curb that hunger when you're
Oh my
it's
god,
late.
I've been loving walnuts, and so does my the chipmunk outside my window. It's too bad that the chipmunk loves the most expensive nuts, but like
Fancy chipmunk.
it's okay. One time I was like reading a story for work on my porch, and I was like, oh, the chipmunk's back, I should go and like feed it some nuts. And then I saw some like nuts flying from over my balcony, and my neighbor, I looked up and I was like, oh, hi, Susanna. And she was also feeding the squirrel. I didn't know we were like both going at it. So,
You're gonna have a fat chipmunk.
yeah, he was really well
It's
taken
one
care
greedy
of.
squirrel.
Scamming you
That's
guys.
like my cat.
Yeah,
Totally.
I was like, I didn't know you were getting double. But
My neighbor, even though I
Chipmunk's
ask him
really
not
bad.
to, feeds my cat.
yeah, didn't mean to take over the conversation.
Oh,
but-
that's okay.
No, you were just explaining
About
why you
my-
were late. That's all. You were just
about my
screaming at a squirrel.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah. They're so
So George,
Yeah.
I'll ask again, how much more time do you want?
I mean, I could sit and fiddle with this thing forever, and I haven't even attacked the hands and stuff. So we can call it.
How about we give it another 2 minutes?
Okay.
It's the final countdown.
Do-do.
it reminds me of the microwave commercial.
It reminds me of God, the one Bluth brother from Arrested Development. Wasn't that his
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wasn't that his like illusionist song?
Oh, that was yeah.
I don't remember much about that show. It's been a minute, but I remember that like as a early 20s or teen, like that was actually the first time I heard that song, because obviously not my generation. So I just always associated it directly with like Joe Bluth only.
Try to watch that show when they were older.
What was it?
Did you ever try to watch the later episodes of that? You know, they did a season or so.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
when Netflix
yeah.
took it over or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think it was different because it was one continuous like story, and then it was just from different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it all ended up at the like party. Yeah, it was interesting, but I didn't watch it when it was live. I only watched it like after it was done. So I don't think it had the same like effect for me as a person watching. So
Hey, who brought up a few weeks ago, what is it? What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh, I love that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that is a scream.
That's fun.
Yeah, and I love both seasons, but the second season just I can't get over
You
it.
can tell they had more of a budget. Yeah. it was
Oh,
good.
see, I'm still, my daughter and I were still poking our way through the first season. And I just said to her last night, I hope this doesn't get too popular, because then they might get careful, you know?
Right.
But
True.
so it continues to be good.
It is so good. The second season is just, I mean, I love both seasons, but the second season is my favorite. Yeah.
I'm still in the first season.
Oh, it's so
Yeah,
good.
that's
It's worth
that-
it. It's
It
really
was such a nice surprise, because when we first fired it up, I was like, oh, I don't know.
really good.
And yeah, it was excellent.
Have you watched the movie that it was based off of?
No, Is it
No.
good?
It's yeah, it's like an hour and a half, and it's got the same guys who are producing the TV show. It was originally their movie,
Yeah,
Right.
and it's good too.
From
Jojo
Jojo.
Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Taika
Watiki.
something. Watiki, yeah.
Yeah.
Did the
It's
Mandalorian
Thor
and Thor.
Ragnarok and
Thor Ragnarok.
the guy from of course I can't remember it. The
Flight of
band.
the Conchords.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh,
Man.
that's right.
Jermaine.
Jermaine. Yeah.
I first saw him in Legion.
He's
And
done
then
a
I
lot
saw-
of unexpected things.
Then I saw Flight of the Conchord.
Yeah. Oh God, that was like it really just was the highlight of my high school years.
Honey, I was about to say my college years.
Yeah, but yeah, like but just when you have all the people to like sing along with and those songs come out, like, I love a good musical comedy.
You know who turned me on to that was, of all people, Gary Kelly.
Really?
Of course, Gary Kelly would love Flight of the
He
Conchord.
loved Flight of the Conchord.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
You'd see him sitting back in his fireplace with his smoking jacket, laughing at Flight of the Conchords.
With his ascot, you know,
You
he's
don't
got
know
Yeah,
Gary
with his
Kelly.
ascot. Yeah.
That's
That's not how I think
opposite
they
of
do.
Gary Kelly, actually.
Those songs are like permanently stuck in my head. They're like
Of course, his smoking jacket is monographed. I just want to point that out too.
fixated on that. Gary Kelly in a smoking jacket.
Monographed smoking jacket too.
Cufflinks. He's got
Yeah, of course. If you're gonna do it right.
right. Oh goodness. Oh.
That sounds like a Flight of the Conchords sketch, right?
Gary Kelly working on his hair helmet.
Gotta get
Oh,
I feel like that show like still really like stands up too, you
The
know.
test of time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's some comedy that just did not age well from those years, but Flight of the Conchord stays true.
I agree. I think it just good writing. Yeah.
Looking great, George.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I think we should bounce around the room real quick.
Yes, I'm gonna actually head out, so we'll do a bounce around before I leave.
Let me do that real quick, and then we'll show a few images on Instagram, and we'll call it a night. That's beautiful, George.
It's
I
amazing.
love it.
Yeah. That looks great.
Awesome, George.
Beautimous.
My screen, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll take a shot of it and post it so it'll.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Oh
Oh,
wow,
Wow.
Thank you.
that's beautiful, Don.
Thanks.
You should throw that one out for sure.
Really nice one, Don.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is the third
That's
round.
nice.
Wow.
I kind of gave up on trying. I have trouble with viewpoints that are kind of slightly up, and I know that, and I need to get better at it. And that's why I kept redoing it, because I wanted to try to nail it. And this is as far as I got. Third attempt.
Looking good.
I love those marks.
I like it.
Yeah, it was fun mark making, but wish I could have gotten that angle better. But oh well, next time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Raymond.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Yeah, he got it. He got that angle.
It's called undo. The undo button.
And then Bill Cove. All right, Bill, hold on.
Yeah, I'm having to manually do it. Mine's not swapping.
Love that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Doing multiple pieces. It's not fair. I gotta.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good night.
Yeah,
A lot of really great drawings. Let's jump to, let's go to Instagram.
Cool. Hey guys, I gotta head out, but thank you so much for having me. Really, it was a real treat.
Great seeing you here tonight.
Yeah,
Good to see you,
likewise.
Ray.
Great seeing you, everyone.
Thank
Welcome
you
back,
for
George.
coming.
Welcome back, Ashley.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Hope to see you next week, Ray. Take care.
Yeah,
Roy.
we'll do. Take care, guys.
All right.
Okay, give me a second here. Come on, Instagram. Hit refresh. And then there we go. Can you see?
Yeah.
Let's get down to the recent stuff. Last post, very nice. Problem with Instagram, let's see if I do this. Come over here, and then I can just click through.
That's beautiful.
Really nice. Nice, Jesse. That's fun. And now you guys are seeing this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think everyone had fun with their hands. That's what I
Yeah.
kept getting drawn to. No
So
pun
you can see
intended.
Julian's piece. It's up right now.
Right.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a nice composition to it. I like it.
Yeah.
Digging the blue.
Yeah, nice combo.
Very nice. On.
Very nice.
It's Brian.
Cool.
I knew that was his as soon as I saw it. He's been,
Wow, that's really nice.
good one.
Oh, cool.
That's
Oh, she's cute.
very nice. I'm gonna, since my face is like inches away from my camera right now, I'm gonna turn it on.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, I like those.
Really nice.
They both got swag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the pink.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff here.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, really nice.
Wow.
Cute.
That's nice.
I like the purple.
Good, Chuck.
That's good.
Brew bonsai.
Nice.
Brian. Ah, Julia. Julia. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, nice pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Restraint. Is that a monotype?
Monotype, jeez.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's backwards though. I'm going to flip your reference. I'm teasing. They're
Not a
fun.
bad baby. Really got the lighting on that one.
Yep. Okay, so I think we're in another world here. Well,
That's cool.
back to this one.
Nice. See that blue? I'm always partial to blue.
Oh, that's nice.
It's very adventurous. Yeah, I like that. Definitely gives it an energy.
Very good.
Nice. Purple and orange.
Now, I think, and I apologize that if we miss people from Facebook, but I'm afraid to post Facebook because it always, well, long story short, it'll end up opening I'll open something else. Have it on my favorites on the left-hand side, and it always ends up scrolling into it.
I like that.
That's nice.
Really digging the pop of the yellow.
That's nice. A lot of great stuff. Love the diversity.
Yeah.
That's nice. Am I supposed to be playing a video?
Yeah, you can, if it has that.
Process probably.
You're getting, someone is commenting, oh, come on, do Facebook.
Okay, I'll try Facebook.
So what's the problem? Are you worried
The
that?
way I have it set up, it doesn't load fast enough, and I always end up in a document from my Google Sheets.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'll be right back.
Great, that's nice. Another nice one. There you go, Addie.
Nice.
Very nice. See if somebody can field this question. I'll ask Addie. How many portraits have you done this last couple of months, Addie? See if she answers. I can't see my chat right now. She's done a bunch of great. She's been posting, seems like almost every day. That's nice.
Oh boy.
Really nice. From Australia too. Ways away. Nice one, Randy.
Oh, the tape? I love the tape.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah, right?
Yep, it's the tape.
Yeah.
That's the perfect one.
Yeah, yeah.
Certainly the jacket is a great way to handle it. Sorry if I'm not talking on some of them.
All right, that's cool.
AJ's really good.
I just like absorbing them as they go.
That's the Dale. You weren't here for the beginning of it. We had a contest this week of post a drawing during the week, and AJ won the contest.
Oh, those were great.
There was
The ones he sent on the
there was a bunch
text
of
there. Did the purple one won, right? The first one.
I'm not sure. I mean, I know which piece won. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm back and looking. I'll just say yes to make you happy.
Yep. I'll just leave again.
Don't ask me a hard
Start
question.
your next song.
Oh, that's cool.
As I'm clicking through these, all I can see is George painting below. Okay, I think we're at the end here. Yeah. Okay, so that was the one, Dale.
That's what I want.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a second here. We gotta let it load.
You are running with the devil now.
I am.
Got to build up that confidence somehow. Tech savvy confidence.
All right.
Buckaroo, that's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's nice too. Wow.
That's a nice drawing, but it looks like the subject is not happy with it. Right?
I like the exaggeration though. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, she's like, really?
Nice attitude to it.
Yeah, mine was really sad too.
That's a nice drawing. Any duplicates, I'm just going to go by. I haven't seen these. Nice, Aaron. Jonathan, good job. Wow, very nice.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Wow. Nice.
Good artist out there.
There's a lot of good artists.
Mm-hmm.
What'd your father say? Where did all these good artists come from?
Yeah, he's looking at my Instagram page. looking at my Instagram on my phone, and he just kind of looked at me and goes, "Where did all these good artists come from?"
No. No. Oh boy, that's good.
Yeah.
It's funny, everybody did a really nice job with those hands.
Mm-hmm.
Peter. Ooh, very good, Robert.
Cute.
Roberto. The proud owner of a Tom Blackshear demo.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. Is that Brian? That's fun.
Yeah.
went back and watched that, John. That boy, what a great interview and demos those were.
Yeah, they were pretty good. Nice drawing. Gee. I love this one. Maddie. Nice, Doug.
That's cool.
Nice, Cassandra. We didn't see that one. Joe, very nice. That's not George. The noise I hear is not George painting. Somebody else is still drawing. Randy, nice, Randy. Hey, Sandy, very nice. Chuck. Nice, Roberto. Almost the same group, or almost the same images, but there's a few additionals in here. We didn't see that one. Or that one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we saw that either. That's got a nice feel to it. I like the mid-tone.
I love seeing all these different interpretations.
Yeah.
And different media too, paper. I mean, I saw someone using what looked like pastel paper, and that stuff's hard to use, in my opinion.
I agree. I hate it.
I hate it. The tooth is just too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's almost like that's the subject of your piece when you use it.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Right?
good way of putting it, yeah. So it's hard to kind of fight against that.
Yeah.
So the Canson makes pastel paper of the individual sheets. The back side of it's really nice. It's really smooth.
Oh, yeah.
They make really nice colors, really a wide variety of colors.
I'll have to give that a try next time I do an art supply order. Been intrigued with doing more toned paper, especially after all of these drawing sessions.
Try look for Canson. I don't know what it's.
Is it the Mitientes? Is that it?
I'm
Maybe.
not sure.
I'll pick
Tell
your
me.
brain when the time comes.
I have a drawer full of it over here, but I don't think it's got any name on it. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we saw these. Chuck. Didn't see that one. It's a nice drawing.
Intent by.
Of course, Halstead. Good
Halstead.
drawing.
Thank you, Julia.
There you go. Okay. And there's the chicken. I think we're at the beginning.
Hey.
No?
Y'all put up a chicken every time? That'd be kind
No,
of fun.
This is Felicity. Felicity and I probably won't join tonight, but Felicity drew a chicken today. And so
Excellent.
Felicity's 9. She's been drawing with us pretty much every time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man, there's more. I
Dang.
thought the chicken would be the divider for the end. That's nice. What's that? Nice, Cassandra. It's not Andrew Williams. Okay, I think we're at the end.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. I appreciate you all joining us tonight. I hope everybody had fun. George and Dale and Montavo. I hope maybe let's we'll share a message before next week. I'd love to get you mic'd up in here, Montavo. Don, Ray, Timmy, Ashley, Audrey. I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody? But if I did, Bill Cobe, I'm sorry. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It was great.
Thank you, John.
Thanks,
Yeah,
John.
it was great. It was nice to.
Great fun and fun to watch, fun to participate. Hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Alrighty. Have a good
Bye,
one.
everyone.
All right.
Thank you. Here, you guys.
George, I'll talk to you in a couple hours. I want to see that thing finished up.
Oh, it's looking great.
All right. Bye.